This is the OUPES Mega 1 portable power station, a 2000-watt pure sine wave unit with a 1024Wh LiFePO4 battery that I've been using for home backup, road trips, and a few off-grid weekends. From my experience, its identity is simple, big power, and very fast charging in a package that's surprisingly easy to carry. It's light for what it does at about 28 pounds and roughly the size of a medium toolbox, which makes it practical to move between the garage, the car, and the campsite without planning a workout around it. Key features that stand out to me are the 2000-watt continuous output with a 4500-watt surge, the 0-80% recharge that can happen in a little over half an hour on wall power, the generous 800-watt solar input with MPPT, a usable UPS mode with sub-20 millisecond switching, and simple app control over Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. The port layout is thoughtful. 4 well-spaced 120-volt AC outlets up front, 2 100-watt USB-C ports that can fast charge my laptop, 4 USB-A ports for smaller gear, a regulated 12-volt car socket, and 2 DC barrel ports for 12-volt fridges and routers. The charging inputs live on the side, which keeps cables out of the way when I tuck it near a wall or in an RV cabinet. In my opinion, the core experience boils down to this. The inverter is a beast, and the charging is crazy fast, but the base battery is modest. W stands for watt-hours, which is a measure of capacity. With 1024 watt-hours on paper and normal conversion losses, you're looking at closer to around 850 to 900 watt-hours you can actually use through the AC outlets. That means a 100-watt device runs for roughly 8 to 9 hours, a 500 watts device for about 1.5 to 2 hours, and a 1500-watt space heater eats the whole tank in around half an hour. The punchline is that it can run a lot of things that smaller stations can't, but not for very long if you're pulling heavy loads. From my experience, the inverter quality is excellent for most household gear. Pure sine wave means the AC output mimics home power, which sensitive electronics prefer. I ran a microwave, toaster oven, coffee maker, circular saw, and a stubborn old fridge without trips or hiccups. The 4 20-watt outlets are spaced wide enough that chunky plugs don't block each other, which sounds small, but matters when you're juggling appliances. One quirk is how it handles startup surges. Instead of briefly overshooting output to catch a spike, it sometimes dips voltage to protect itself. On a couple of mixed loads, I noticed my monitor flicker while a motor tool kicked on. I wouldn't mix high-surge appliances with devices that need rock-solid voltage at the same time. If you're powering a desktop or medical gear, keep the load clean and leave the spike-prone devices off that circuit. Where this thing shines is recharging. With the turbo AC mode, I consistently saw 0-80% in about 40 minutes and full in about an hour. The app lets me switch to a slow 700-watt mode for quieter, gentler charging, which I prefer for daily top-ups. On solar, the 800-watt ceiling is impressive at this size. Under good sun, 2 400-watt panels fed it at a steady 600 to 700 watts in my tests, and I've seen full charges in roughly 1.5 to 2 hours when skies cooperated. Hybrid charging, solar plus wall power, pushes up to a 2200-watt input total, and it really does blitz a recharge when time matters. For road trips and outages, that speed changes the way I plan. I can run a microwave for lunch, then grab a big chunk of charge in under an hour while the generator or grid is available. Noise is the trade-off. When charging fast or pushing heavy loads, the fans get loud and the pitch is sharp. The spec sheet mentions a relatively modest sound level, but the character of the noise makes it feel louder. In a quiet living room, it's distracting. In a garage or outside, I don't care. If you want whisper quiet while sleeping, charge slow and keep it a room away. Build quality feels solid. The handles are balanced, the case doesn't flex, and the feet keep it planted. I do have gripes. The screen is bright enough up close, but the viewing angles are poor. From off-center, it looks washed out, so I end up leaning in to read watts and time to empty. There's no built-in light, which is odd given how many power stations toss in a basic LED. The app works and shows live input, output, and settings, though the design feels a bit dated compared to some competitors. Pass-through or bypass charging has been reliable for me. I used it as a buffer for 2 12-volt portable freezers for weeks, and it switched seamlessly during short outages, then resumed charging without a hitch when power returned. UPS performance has been solid for everyday stuff. The switchover is under 20 milliseconds, which kept my router and lights online during short cuts. That said, it's not a true 0-millisecond, always-on UPS. If your application can't tolerate even a quick blip, some servers or medical gear don't rely on this mode as your only line of defense. I did run into one reliability scare. An early unit shut down and wouldn't power back on after a day of high solar input. Support replaced it under warranty, and the replacement has been fine. It's worth noting, if you plan to push max solar every day in hot weather, give it airflow and watch temps. The expansion path is clever. You can add OUPES B2 batteries to grow capacity up to about 5 kilowatt-hours total. It changes the character of the system. With extra batteries, it goes from a nimble grab-and-go unit to a semi-stationary setup that can run heavier loads for much longer. If you see yourself needing more than a kilowatt-hour regularly, this is a nice way to scale without rebuying a full system. Just remember, you'll give up some portability once you stack packs. As for real-world runtime, I powered an older, less efficient fridge for around 7 hours during an outage. A newer Energy Star model should last longer. I ran a coffee maker and toaster in the morning without drama and topped the station back up before lunch. I also tried to heat a small room with a 1500-watt space heater and learned fast that it's not the right use case unless you pair it with solar or extra batteries. It can do it. It just drains too quickly to be practical as a standalone heater source. It's perfect for people who need short bursts of serious power with very fast recovery time. Contractors running tools between outlets, RVers who want a quiet way to use a microwave or brew coffee, homeowners who want to keep a fridge, a few lights, and a router going through a storm, and anyone who values rapid solar input on a compact station. The 5-year warranty adds peace of mind, and the included cables, AC, CAR to Anderson, and MC4 to Anderson, mean I didn't have to hunt for adapters. I'd recommend this for buyers who prioritize power output, fast charging, and portability over silence and all-day high-draw runtimes. If your plan is to run high-watt appliances for hours at a time, budget for the expansion batteries or look at a higher capacity base unit. If you mostly need to run mixed loads, cook, make coffee, and cycle back to full quickly, this is a great fit. In conclusion, the OUPES Mega 1 is a sprinter, not a marathon runner. It hits hard, recharges fast, and stays easy to carry. The fan noise and small base battery are the trade-offs. The display's off-angle visibility and the missing LED light are misses. The solar input, AC charge speed, and well-spaced ports are wins. From my experience, it's a capable, honest tool that rewards realistic expectations. Use it for what it's built for. High output in short bursts with rapid recovery, and it's tough to beat at this size. Scale it with extra batteries if your needs grow, and you'll have a flexible setup that can cover most home backup and road needs. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the OUPES Mega 1 portable power station. Thank you for watching.